The question of ownership in AI-generated masterpieces is complex and currently under intense debate in legal, ethical, and artistic circles. There's no single, universally accepted answer, and laws are evolving rapidly to catch up with the technological advancements. Here's a breakdown of the key players and perspectives contributing to the ownership crisis. Asterisk, asterisk 1. The AI itself. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The argument against AI ownership. Currently, AIs are considered tools, not legal persons. They lack consciousness, intention, and legal capacity to own property. Granting ownership to an AI would open a Pandora's box of legal and ethical dilemmas. Who would be responsible if an AI violated copyright or created harmful content? Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Future possibilities. As AIs become more sophisticated, some argue for considering a sui generis form of legal recognition that could potentially include limited ownership rights, but this is largely in the realm of speculation. Asterisk, asterisk 2. The user prompter. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The argument for user ownership. The user provides the instructions, prompts, and sometimes initial data that guide the AI's creative process. They invest time, effort, and potentially financial resources in generating the output. This aligns with the traditional notion of authorship as the result of intellectual labor. Many argue that they should own the copyright, especially if their prompts are highly specific and original. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Challenges to user ownership. If the prompt is too generic or uses readily available data, courts may be hesitant to grant full copyright protection. The AI's contribution to the final product is significant, blurring the lines of authorship. Asterisk, asterisk 3. The developer owner of the AI. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The argument for developer ownership. Developers own the underlying AI models and algorithms. They invested heavily in research, development, and maintenance. They may argue that the AI-generated output is a derivative work of their core technology, thus giving them ownership rights. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Challenges to developer ownership. This could stifle innovation and limit the user's freedom to utilize the AI creatively. It also raises concerns about monopolization of AI-generated content. It's difficult to determine how much of the final product comes from the model itself versus the user's prompt. Asterisk, asterisk 4. Public domain Creative Commons. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The argument for public domain. Some argue that AI-generated works should be considered in the public domain, as they are not the product of human creativity in the traditional sense. This would allow for widespread use and remixing, fostering further innovation. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Challenges to public domain. This could disincentivize investment in AI art generation, as there would be no way to protect or monetize the resulting works. It could also lead to a flood of low-quality AI-generated content. Asterisk, asterisk. Current legal landscape. Asterisk. Last year, U.S. Copyright Office stance. The U.S. Copyright Office has generally stated that copyright protection is only available for works created by human beings. It has rejected copyright applications for works where the AI was deemed the primary creator. They will consider copyright applications where a human uses AI as a tool, similar to using a paintbrush, and the human contributes significant creative input and control. Asterisk, 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 international differences. Different countries have different approaches to AI-generated content and copyright. Some are more lenient than others, and the legal frameworks are still developing. Asterisk, 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 ongoing litigation. Several high-profile cases are currently in court, challenging existing copyright laws and seeking to establish legal precedent for AI-generated works. Asterisk, asterisk, key considerations for ownership. Asterisk, 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 level of human input. How much did the user contribute in terms of prompts, editing, and curation? The more creative and specific the input, the stronger the claim to ownership. Asterisk, 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 AI models autonomy. How much control did the user have over the AI's creative process? Was it more of a guided creation or a completely autonomous generation? Asterisk, 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 commercial use. Is the AI-generated work being used for commercial purposes? This can influence legal decisions and the potential for copyright infringement. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Transparency. Asterisk, asterisk. Disclosing that a work was generated using AI can help avoid ethical and legal issues. Asterisk, asterisk. The ownership crisis is ongoing. The lack of clear legal guidelines creates uncertainty and risks for both users and developers of AI art generators. The legal system is struggling to adapt to the rapid pace of technological change, leaving a void that needs to be filled with thoughtful legislation and court decisions. Asterisk, asterisk. Possible future solutions. Asterisk, 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 sui generis, legal framework. Creating a new legal framework specifically for AI-generated works that recognizes the unique contributions of both humans and machines. Asterisk, 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 co-authorship models. Exploring the possibility of co-authorship between humans and AIs with clear guidelines for assigning rights and responsibilities. Asterisk, 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 licensing. Agreements. Developing licensing agreements that outline the rights and obligations of users, developers, and other stakeholders. Ultimately, the solution will require a multifaceted approach that balances the need to protect creative expression, encourage innovation, and ensure responsible use of AI technology. The debate surrounding the ownership of AI-generated masterpieces is far from over, and the answers will continue to evolve as AI technology advances.